Welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm sitting here running in circles today. Name here is George Miller. In world here, they call me GM or GM Interactive. And I was walking around trying to figure out what am I going to talk about today? So you guys have even got me thinking that I have to have something to say. All right. The name of the show is Let's Talk About It. And I lost my theme there a little bit. It should be that when you come into the show, and that's what I planned, right? So I'm going to try to steer it back onto that direction. Is that when you come into the show, you come in with, I want to tell George about my life. Because you know, long term now, after you get to know me, you know that I'm looking for stories. So I'm going to be walking around here, kind of talking to myself about what can I do to improve the program? Kind of making it happen for you. Do you know that you can actually be down here at this height, walk around, run around? And I just happen to like it like this area. So I can see myself. I know where I'm at right in front of me. I'm in a good position in life to where I know what I want, but now I have to help you guys understand what I want and what this show is all about. So even when I'm walking right here, I'm thinking, what can I have on the beach? We got some stuff on the beach. I wanted it to be very simple. So you can say, yeah, okay, you know, I can come down here with some people and have lunch. There's a little swimming platform out here. Okay. I know that the resort itself says, oh, if you got a boat, you can park it anywhere you want that you feel comfortable. So obviously you wouldn't want to park like on by the dock there, or would you? I don't know. Maybe you wanted to claim that particular dock. You've been on it before and you go, oh, okay. So let's do that type thing. Um, there's another table over here, almost the same thing. Looks the same, but it operates a little different. Farther away from the shore, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I know what's different. Doesn't have a swimming. Kids playing, because in audio time, you're listening 100 feet away, 200 feet away, whatever you set up on your avatar to be comfortable for you. So that's what I think about. When I run around like this, I walk around, I'm thinking, okay, they understand I have trees, trying to create a world in here, trying to create a atmosphere. Meet you down on the corner there on Harmony Island. Where's Harmony Island? This is it. Yeah, Breed Resort has different areas in it, but there you go. Harmony Island. Who lives in them houses? I bet you some of you guys have already been listening to some of the videos. Nobody lives in those. those are set up and no one's going to be living in them totally, assign them. I have them set up already to where when you're in the yard, you're secluded by yourself already. People don't see you. Unless they go to the radar and they can tell that you're there, but they literally still can't see you until you go maybe on the porch in their yard, their close yard. Everybody sees each other out here. Um, I spoke about the radar down here. My bottom left corner, that's where I watch to see if people come on the land out here. Do I always recognize that they're there? Well, if I'm doing other things and I don't pay attention to that, you know, object not for sale, must have touched the ground on a shadow or something. I don't know. Uh, the notices come up in here. So when these turn different colors, then maybe the groups that I belong to had an announcement. And I'd have to be aware of that announcement and possibly go look for what's going on. Don't see any over here, right? Making it happen for you. Cars. Let's see. So yeah, I'm thinking about what I can tell you as you learn what's going on here, but realize that what you want to accomplish is actually talking to somebody inside the show. And they come in here not as an avatar, they're just coming into a video chat, and I happen to be in an avatar form, if you will, right? In here as an avatar. So I'm going back thinking again. How do I tell them guys the easiest way possible to come on in here to actually be on the show live? All of my shows are live. So if you go to wherever you're finding us right now, let's see here, I got it. I got to go to chat. See, I'm still learning some of the program that's actually helping us out here. But we're at YouTube now. We're at Breathe Resort. Yeah, this is Breathe Resort. So at YouTube, we're at Breathe Resort. We're also at GM Interactive. That's who I am, GM Interactive resident. So we're transmitting there. And then we're also transmitting on Let's Talk About It, because that's the name of our show. I'm actually showing you all the time. You see my buttons there. See how it's red when I go forward, or it's orange, I guess, when I go forward. Or if I want to turn this corner, you see me turn that corner. I'm actually using my keyboard, but that's showing you what's happening. You could use that. Punch down here. See, watch. Look at this. Punch down here. I'm going to turn right with my arrows. Yeah. If I want to jump up in the air, if I wanted to go down here like this well, I guess I got to do that on the keyboard. Like this here, I'll go down to petted animal or something, down, this down button. It doesn't hold it for me. If I go like this, I can get out of it. Oh, maybe I came into that. That's only showing you what I'm, does it go down there, I wonder? Yeah, it goes down there. But when I let go, it stands back up. See that? If I'm doing that on the screen. So anyway, come on into the show. And you come into the show by going to my website, gminteractive.com. I've had that website a long time, so it has a couple things that maybe you need to know about the website. But there it is, gminteractive.com, and you'll see this playing on the first page. It's also playing on GM Interactive's page. So let me show you what GM Interactive's page looks like. Okay. Looks like this right here. Oh, and those are all my tabs I have open, different things. But that's my website. Okay, I don't know how much it. Yeah, it's well. If you're in the Hangout here, it shows you right up here in this corner, I suppose. Yeah, way up here. All right, it shows you that it is 11 minutes and 37 seconds into the show. But you come in by pushing this blue button right there. You'll come into the studio where I'm at. I'll see you in the studio, and I'll push that little square that has your picture on it. If I see that you have a picture or however you want to come in, maybe you got the video off and you have an avatar type still picture there. You can come in that way or leave it off altogether and don't worry about it. But that means that you're going to come in here with sound. So I still need to bring you on stage, and that gives you your sound to talk to me. And we talk about it. Now, obviously, I don't have mine playing because then it would double to double to double to double. And therefore, you won't see exactly what the page looks like. On the page, I'm going to have green buttons. See the green buttons every once in a while, all that? All those buttons do the same thing. If I was down here at the bottom, see, there's another way to get in. This blue button is the same blue button that's underneath the player at the top. But the green buttons, this white button would be all the way to the top of the page. But the green button brings you right to here. It turns off the header, if you will. It jumps down to this part of the page. So I can keep track of what's going on. I'm not big into Facebook, but we use Facebook from time to time. I get over there. We have a community over there and so on. Several communities. And the best way to get a hold of me actually would be just come on into this blue button and be able to talk to me. When I'm not around, that means I'm not around. Sometimes I'm listening to that blue button when I'm not even in world myself, let alone being live in world. This is live now. In fact, I'm showing you my page. So if I back up, oh, it puts my page on the background. Wow. That's my page on the background. Wow, how's that about that? Let's get it back up here. You notice how you can see all my buttons and everything I do all the time. I'm trying to show you not only how to do things, is how I'm available to you. And a lot of guys, they have a telephone. They run around with a telephone. When does that excuse me, when does that telephone get too busy for you? What do? Let's go back thinking here while we're walking. All right? Let's just walk around. I guess we'll just go right down this, go all the way around. When you have a telephone and it gets busy, Everybody in the world wants to get a hold of you. I have a lot of friends out there. We're in the thousands. When they want to get a hold of you, what do? They can find you if they're a real good friend. They probably have a telephone number or whatever. Or you're just becoming a friend and you haven't got the telephone number yet. But even if you do have a telephone number, I don't stay close to my phone. My wife handles that. She uses the phone because I'm communicating either in here or I'm in a position like right now on the live on the show. And if I'm here live every day at 10 o'clock my time, Pacific time, every day, you can get a hold of me. Let's go across this bridge. Hmm. And if it's not just that 1 hour time frame, you also know in the background that I monitor this same thing. Like when we stop the show here in a little bit at 11 area. And I always say 11 area because we're just going to go for a walk. 11 area, we stop the live show, but I might be in here doing what I'm doing right now, thinking, how can I help you guys? What am I going to build or add on to see what's going on? It took me 10 years to do what I got here. 10 years is a long time, you know? It's data. What happens if something hiccups and I come here in this bridge I'm walking on, all of a sudden it's gone. What happened to it? And you got to find it in the data and see what's going on or whatever. So there are times that I'm just in here making sure everything is okay. Jotting down on a piece of paper or maybe in my memory what needs to be fixed. What would I like to do next to help out? Well, there's another fire pit. Make sure that they can walk around and do things, on their own in here. So I don't have to babysit. They can do their own thing. Running the resort like a business, but this business here wants the improvement of your life and not your money. Doesn't cost you anything to come in here and do this. We want your happiness. I'm in a position now that, oh, I don't need all that extra money. You always need money to kind of survive, right? So that still happens. All the different areas you can walk around, go swimming, fly. We all can fly. So what am I thinking of? Did I skip over a thought? Maybe our conversation could be, George, I'd like to have, and whatever it is. That's how you get onto the show, though, down there at the bottom. gminteractive.com on the internet. Use your computer. You're on it now if you're hearing me, or if you're seeing me, right? Use that blue button right underneath the player. Come on into the show. Make it happen. If you're not used to talking to an avatar, this is me, George Miller. I'm inside that right there. That figure is my life in here. And if I crash, I have to recycle my life. Have to make it happen. electricity goes down or the equipment that's located, in this case, it's located over in Germany somewhere, right? We all have kind of little, there's many of them all hooked together. Having that happen for you. There's a bridge. I wonder where that bridge goes. That's how I think when I'm talking to myself. Even though I made the bridge, had it happen, making it kind of fit and work in within the same program. I looked at, wow, there's a couple of bridges over there. And I know in the background, that's Indian Island. A lot of horseback riding over there. Doesn't look like a big area, but it is. There's a balloon on the ground over there. See the balloon? On the left? Yeah. That's over by Tai Chi. How do we get over there? Well, I see a bridge right above me. I see all kinds of boats around. I've been told that you can jump on any boat to kind of get over there and make it work for you. Heck, you can jump on this inner tube right here and just go zip right over there. Or you can fly. Wow, George has even made it handy for this HUD to go over there. So there's many different ways to get to where you want to go. But it's up to you on how do you want to accomplish that. Never been in a world where everything is up to you, huh? Following the crowd? Really no crowd here to follow. Can you have many people in here? Yeah. Bring all your friends and have a big party? Yeah, you can do that. Making it work for you. Now I'm listening. Reason uh, I'm not worried about the people coming in because I've been in these hangouts to where there's so many people in here. We go up to our limit of 10 at once. Anyway, with many, many, many people listening on YouTube to that file, that live file. And if I'm not taping, for instance, when we're not live on the air, I can still do what I'm doing right now and only talking to the people that are in the hangout and be able to talk to them, answer any questions if you're not familiar of going on air with YouTube, then or scared of what's going to happen, or maybe you don't want to be, maybe you're a person that don't want to be identified by the public. How many celebrities do you actually know? I don't even know if it's my right to tell you how many celebrities I know. Is George a celebrity? No. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you about myself. And if that celebrity wanted to come in here and tell you, wow, I do this all the time. I didn't realize you had a show that gave you this many choices. And been walking around kind of on cement or actually this has been the sand, right? I haven't been on cement when I'm over there on the island, but I can walk on the water if I stay close. Get my feet wet, right? Ooh, bridge. I mean, just if I walk over there, I might have to swim in the middle there because it's a little deeper than me. So let's see. I'll even go around this. Back on down here. Right? Or I could have touched the bridge. Here, let's show you this. and touch the bridge like this. You go through like a boat. Wow. Okay, it did get in. It did go down. All right. Well, that just shows me when I was terraforming that I didn't pay attention to the bridge traffic. Put that on my schedule. A little fixing all the time. Sharpening up your details of how a world would work. Make it kind of happen for you. If I'm talking with confidence, it's because I have confidence in myself and in the world that I've been building. Doesn't always do what I thought it was going to do. Like right back there when I got a little deep going underneath the bridge. But we're kind of taking a walk. We're thinking for myself, how do I improve this area here? Okay. I know that they kind of, okay, it's the bridge is in that right angle to pick that up. But let's take some odd angles in here. What happens if I walk over here? I can go to the same bridge I was just playing with. So there's a way you can walk around this mountain here, I guess. What else can we have? Um, you know, I wanted to have a country area or at least an area with trees and so on, but I don't like to bump into things. Now, this right here is a rock. A rock, I should know that I don't bump into a rock. So I'll bump into the rock. It's a little different. Okay. I get caught up in here on between the rocks. But I don't want to mess up flowers or bump into a flower. So I walk through them. Okay. Oh, there's a bench. I don't know if I walk through bench. Yeah, I don't want to hit it. There's some more rocks. What do we do on rocks? We crawl up the rocks. Get around, we get up on rocks. All right. Just checking some of this out. You know, that's a data function. A way that we can do that when we're programming. But if we have a hiccup or two, some of the status goes away and I have to correct it again, right? It shouldn't go away, but a hiccup. A bird lands on the wire. What wire? No, it's not that type of hiccup. Where's the stairway go? Let's see, the mountain, if I put it all into perspective, this should take me to the top. If I can remember right, we should have tents and different things up here. This is our tenting area, right? Later at night, or maybe you can do this at any time and change your environment to nighttime. You know, we all have an environment. Going to show you a little bit. Here we have world, environment. We're on sunset now, so we'll come back to sunset. But let's say we wanted to go midnight and go tenting. Right? Same location. If you came in here right now, you'd probably be on daytime or the evening time. So, but everybody can have their own time. This is nighttime. That means we've got stars in the sky. What's that? Oh, birds. That's what that is. Oh, you don't see them so much on there. Did you know that when you're looking at the film or that video on GM Interactive, you push the bottom right corner of the video, take you full screen, then you might be able to see something different, right? A little bit more. Just a little bit more, right? Gotta watch myself because this right here, there is no shelf. There's one, a fireplace right here. How can we look down? Here's another thing. When you're running around with an avatar, you can use your mouse. This is my mouse. And if I go over the top of me, I can go like this. Mouse mode. I can look down, around, up to the stars. There's the moon. Almost directly above me when I turn. Looks like I can have it rotate. So I'm down here just turning in circles. Okay. Always falling back while there's nobody in here to talk to. When I talk to myself, or if when the show ends, I could stay in here and maybe do some repair work. Let's see, let's go down to that repair work. Fastest way down, so I'm not using up a bunch of time. Because you need that time, and I need that time. We're halfway through the show. We're a little over halfway through the show. But remember down here on the bridge, this bridge right there? You double click, right? Oop. Okay, and down below the bridge right here. Let's go down for a minute. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so this is the shelf. Right here's the shelf where I'm standing. So if I bring my eyes down, that's the shelf I'm walking on. It was missing right here. See that? How do we get that to work? Well, we can take and go into a mode here where I'm actually terraforming. And I can go to flatten. But I got to be careful. And we don't have everybody cannot just come in and terraform. Size, well, I don't want that big, but size, let's go smaller. Strength, let's say small right now. See right here? Okay, and I'm going to flat. So where my feet at, I want that to be the shelf. I can flatten this, and I'm going to go that way with it. See how it goes down? I could start right here by my feet and go. Stay on that same level. Give it time to come up. Now remember, this is dangerous because up here, if you do it wrong, up here changes. But you notice I'm still standing in here. So let's try, see what I did. Turned all that off. It went down, but at least I don't drown. So there's still a little more, pretty much where I'm at to the left, right here. Okay. Terraform. Flatten. Very small strength. And not so big of an area. To my left right here. See how that? It's like little pounding. But right here was missing still a little bit. So let's go right here for my level. Okay. Still only in my head above. So I could go a little bit taller. And then that level that off going around. Let's go back up here. A lot to be done, huh? Making it happen. Oh, I moved it out a little bit. But let's see how much it is. Bridge. Let's see how much it is. So I shaped it a little bit, right? So that shelf is there, I guess. Walk back through before the bridge shuts. But it changed the coastline here a little bit. So what can we do? Look at that. This is what I do on the side, folks. And I'm not good at this. But I do know that if I go here and edit, and I want to flatten, for instance, this is where I was. And that's how much I want to flatten right here, the size. So if I go smaller, I can grab where I want, like down here, I'd be too low, and then this would actually go down when I'm over here. So I'm going to go to the flatten area, or the area that's this height, close to it right there. If I just touch it, let's see what goes on. Right, I'm in that mode. All right, we'll build it back up again. And I'm taking it slow, so I'm doing a lot of small stuff. Let that round off. Right, maybe even let that get narrow right there. Coastline is a coastline. So that kind of changes as you go anyway in the real world. The water, wear and tear. So now I got my land up, but I got a little ridge there. It's not exact. Without changing the bridge, because I have that bridge tied up just right. How level do I have it over here? Oh, okay. To do that same thing, I could bring that level up, right? So if I go in this mode and I want to res, now it goes up, and I have my strength on, so I don't want to have it too much. Huh? What do you think? A little building. How do I memorize that now? Well, you don't. That's why you got to be careful. Whatever you're doing is solid, it's there. The database now actually knew what I did, and it's trying to communicate with all the other servers and tell them that, oh, that changed. So as an avatar comes in and using maybe a different server, we'll know. Doesn't take them long to fix that up, though. Unless everybody out here on the grid is working all at the same time and trying to get something done. But even so, they communicate with each other properly. But that's the kind of thing that Lone Wolf, our manager of the grid, owner of the grid, keeps in control for us long term. Back to thinking. We got about 20 more minutes, you guys. That's actually a lot of time to get a conversation going, started, and relaxing with each other, finding out what's going on. I did that at nighttime. Oh, look at that. Nighttime. Here, you'd actually come in. Remember, you're going to come in to world environment. I have mine set on the sunset. So when I'm looking this way, I have the sun right there all the time because I have my date and everything not changing. See that? Sunset, default water, day cycle, none. Only because I'm in here a lot, and a day cycle, you can set on your own what you want your avatar is, but if you don't set anything, because a lot of people are not used to that, I'm not used to it really. So I didn't want mine to change because I'm in here so much. I wanted to at least build an environment um, for sunset area. I happen to like sunset the best, but it works for all of them. And I have to check that too when I'm switching things around. See, look at this bridge is doing pretty good. I'm not gonna change it, but the same thing. Click it, of course, it's gonna do its own thing to make it happen for you. Okay. Oh, and I just put this down. See this? See that how that bench was moving? I just put that down before the show. I changed the bench here and around the corner. Actually, I put 4 benches up. Out of the 5 benches, I guess, that are there. 1, 2, 3, and 2 down this side over here. And some of the database is correcting each other. Look at now that they know that I'm walking around and I'm paying attention to them. Oh, I guess I didn't put one up here because of the birds. It's not like we need them, but they're handy. They're handy. Um, they're handy for guys like me. Look at you go behind. That's my eyes, right? And I can go like this. Oh, the sunset. I have lights up here. All these lights actually are working. They're turned on, but they're working. Um, so that's kind of what we do out here is we talk to each other, get to know each other, get to realize just how vulnerable I am when it comes to fixing things up, getting them just right, making stairways that were not there earlier. We worked there for a long time. See, I stood up. We worked here for a long time without stairways going down the back side of this over here. And I don't know why I didn't do it, but I did it. I fixed it to literally have stairways. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Had a little time to where I added this little mountain right in there, the top of that, just so we'd have a special place for the helicopters or any riding vehicle or whatever to land over there if there happen to be people here. If not, you can land up here. Not going to hurt anything. Stairways that I'm talking about is this one right here. I don't know why I didn't do that. I didn't have that button where it's at now too. This is what takes us to different round, right? That's a TP button. People that are coming in from other grids that don't have the Breathe Resort handy here, they can do it here on the button. And then you're just jumping from button to button and so on. And every once in a while, I find the button is out too. And that's just because data. So if it's out, I come in here, just refresh it. But go down the stairways. And the horses go up and down the stairways good. Oh, okay. So this is our pillows. so we can sit and watch the movie. Someone asked me for, wouldn't it be cool to do it down here so we can make that happen? You sit down here, and of course, you control your own eyes after you sit down and watch the movie. Kind of make it happen for you, right? Okay. Let's walk around this side over here. We have what, 14 minutes? I say 15. I round them off anyway. Had that lady, she's writing a book, and she's got her own place out here too. Not on my land, but a place. And she says, "Do you have any place?" Because she likes to visit other people, too. "You have any places by the water? I like waterfalls and so on." So I said, "Sure." And I built this thing here and haven't really talked to her since that. So she doesn't know that I made that for her yet. But life is that way. You fix things up, you move on. And yet that is a good thing that she can use that. I used to have the water come in here until we had a lot of people walking by, and they say, we don't necessarily need the water connected. But over here, we had this all water at one time. I can lower the terrain here, right? This is all very shallow water here anyway, but we can make that happen. And the rocks, of course, are rocks. You can't walk through rocks, but you can through the plants and stuff. Flowers, walk through them. We were trying to think of what we could use right in this whole area. We wanted not to necessarily put buildings up and keep building buildings. And it's a good lookout area. So I don't know. We're still kind of thinking on that. So we put the flowers you can walk through. Flowers are bigger than normal, but that's okay. We'll walk through for now. This would be a really good area for stands, like a stand. If it doesn't get too big and lose its, yeah, see, that's the thing. It'll go into, and remember, I talk to myself now, but it'll go into the landscape. What does it look like? We got the campers over there that maybe like to, from their camp that they build up, look at the boats or realize when because right here there's a street, they can realize when someone drives by or the train goes by over here. They like to kind of keep track of that so they can just use their eyes, jump over and get on the train. Let's see if the train is even anywhere close by. Nope. Nope. And if I go back to myself here. Okay. Bridges. This one didn't have to open because I don't have water. I don't have boats that go underneath it, so it can be a solid bridge. And I wanted it wide enough for a car. Why would you need a car out here? Well, you wouldn't. You might want a horse and buggy, right? I'm working on them. I don't have one completed yet. You can ride your horse though. Ideas. What kind of ideas would you like to do if you're going to build something? People like to do other things. The resort, you can do many things. I have people coming in from that are builders themselves. Most of them are better builders than I am, but that's how it works. Come on in. GMinteractive.com. Use the blue button. Anyway, we even them, we say, oh yeah, well, this is what we're doing in that case. This is what we're trying to do with a resort person, someone that's coming in here for fun or to get away from it all. Let's see. Remember, you can take your mouse and go over the top. So if I look up right there, clear up there. Can't show you at the same time, can I? So if I go like this, right here is a lookout. So if I get my eyes right here, and then take this thing and turn up like this, it's a lookout. Let's go up there. So you can change your mind just because. This was built on top of the mountain that wasn't really doing anything but showing me the top of a mountain. And it actually works pretty good for landing like an airport. If you're flying a plane, you can come up here if you can fly it good. Helicopters. I pulled mine from this little area here. I can land a helicopter. So I pulled it the other day when I was, I think I was up here ready to talk to you guys, and I needed a helicopter. So I came up here and grabbed it and flew around. Which reminds me, see, I put that on my mental list that when I'm flying around, I'll land one of the helicopters up here. So you can tell that it's okay to come up here. Everywhere you see is okay to do it. Even have a bird that's kind of doing my own thing right here. A couple of them. It's even higher than the lighthouse. Wow, I didn't realize that. Look at that. You notice I have a little plug here on teleporter for Breathe Resort. What does it say? Teleport to the corners of Breathe Resort. Okay. I also have, you notice I walk over here and it turns into a plus sign. So if I click it, it's just going to take my eyes over here to see what this is all about. If you're close enough, let's see if this one over here does. Nope. But if I'm close enough, this, now I can't. Okay, well, there's different things that you can do with your avatar. I have mine where I can look throughout the whole area. It runs out of, it has a limit too, you know. For instance, I have a castle. You can see this castle here. I just walked by it. Let's see right here on the other side of this fence. I have this castle here. And that, of course, is from Kitely. When we lived over there. And we left there. I brought it all over here and tried to duplicate with my talent that same area. That's all I had was about that much. In fact, it looks a little bigger than I actually had there because I had this island wasn't so square, and so on. And you know, I duplicated it. It stayed within the size of a sim, even though if I scooted it over here more, right now I'd have to actually take it wouldn't, you can't just grab a certain area and move it like that anyway. So it's built in there. I don't know if you learned too much today on the resort. but maybe a little bit about what we do as an owner of land out here. What would you do with your land that maybe I'm not doing? It's not what I want to duplicate what you have going, but I'd like to hear your ideas. Remember, I'm looking for dreams, looking for different ideas. I'm looking for different opinions on things. Why are you thinking that way? What is happening? Do you have a relaxed mind? Do you like to ride around on speedboats? I kind of like to do them all, but there are things I'm better at than others, only because I've done them long enough to practice, get into the routine on how. Have it in my mind that I can. Not worrying about life when I'm in here. We call it RL for real life, right? Yeah, and RL the other day, I was busy and all get out, and I just had to come in the world just to slow my mind down. Different phrases like that you hear from a lot of the avatars. Different stories are going through my head right now, and uh, since it's too close to the end of the show, I don't want to bring them up because it's a story that means a lot to me. For people who do know me, they know what I'm talking about. Down here. Emotion. How do you get out of that? You breathe yourself through it. Breathe. Go back to peace. Be still. Meditate away from it. Control it in your mind. Understand that you can. Beautiful sunset. It's actually what this bench was made for, just to sit. And then I started making the benches myself. And I like my new benches instead of them. But it's just a matter of getting around to help it out. You can dance everywhere, but I made a little dance floor here. Not very many people come up here. I don't even come up here every day, but I know about it. When I was walking around down here on the bridge, right? Remember I was down there on that bridge? And I was walking around, I got to thinking about when we built this and extended it to be as big as it can without it being too big. I tried to land a helicopter over here, then it gets in the way. And it's harder to land over here because this actually is not level, not very level. Even this one's not very level. So just works better on the other end. All the different stuff that you learn. Have you guys figured out where my weakness is? And how I'm trying to strengthen that up, make it happen. I'm actually a pretty strong guy. I can get myself out of misery Rat race, even feelings. Feelings actually stay. I just learn how to control getting away from getting too deep because my feelings stay deep. And here I did it again. I kept that button on there the whole time. It's the same thing, same blue button. Some people actually memorize the address after you get in the show. I recommend you can do that, I guess, if you're caught up to what I do out here. But when it's not working for you, um, just realize that there are times on hiccups that that address might have to be changed. And because I would know about it, obviously, because we use it every day, I would know about the change. And therefore, I could just change the programming on that blue button. And you would not know the difference on your end if you're using the blue button. So it's much easier just to use it. And creating our own world out here. Looking for some good people that like to stay in touch with themselves. Be creative. Not sloppy creative, but actually creative. Where we talk about the different things. So why don't we do this and that? You actually talk to someone about it. Get their opinions. Throw it around. You come up with a third opinion, don't you? All that is good. More the merrier, because then it rounds it off. Or you might find out that all the smaller people don't like it because they got to do too much to get around, or they don't like the idea of being so far apart from each other, or maybe too close to each other. So there's a balance in there that we're trying to accomplish when you have a thing going. Look at, I just seen the train. Look at our train. Where did it go? Just seeing it moving down here. Maybe I didn't. Could have been the flags. I looked at the flag. Could have been this flags here. This right here is Breed Resort, and it's located in the North Coast Highway. But it's set up. I had to actually make it taller than I thought I would. Let's see, I'll show you how big we are in here. Because people like to jump on a horse, and when they see that they're on their horse, you could still be on your horse and be underneath that sign for your pictures for your own album. Since we're talking about background of why it was built, how it was built, opinions. I even had to learn a lot on that when Diana and I were building this thing. Making it work. Anyway, we will find a seat. Let's see, find a seat. Here we go. Well, we know right here. Yeah, we can go over here. Oh, I touched it. Okay, we can sit there. My name is GM Interactive. People call me GM inside here. In real life, my name's George Miller. Hence the GM. Not too difficult. I am in the open for everybody. But there are times that I'm by myself too. I don't not only create a world in here, I have a large family, and I'm creating a world in there. Opinions from kids. Don't have any youngsters. I think my baby's in their 30s already. In fact, I know they are. I think a lot, so I use the word think. Yeah, and they have kids. How big's your family? You taking care of them? Hope so. Create your own world, make it happen in real life, RL. But name here's George Miller. Yep, you've been listening to Let's Talk About It. There's our sign here. Let's talk about it. We're here every day at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. in the morning, 7 days a week. That might change. If I don't get responses out here, what's happening is the world has changed enough to where it's not a good time for that hour time frame. And we're talking around the world, so that hour time frame is in the middle of the night. That's why it's a good time frame right now, because the middle of the night would be down in Australia and southern Japan, where I'm not speaking or Korea. I'm not speaking that language, so it just turns out better right now. But the world is changing, technology is changing. Interpreters out here, if you are coming from those countries, you could still come in and make it happen for you. It's opened up. America doesn't close that down for us over here. I'm used to being at one time, I'm used to being a ham operator until all of a sudden now I can do things in video, do the same thing, and work around the world like this, meet somebody, give them a link, have them come over to the world here. We can find ourselves a dance ball. I can dance with them. I could sit in a chair across a dining room somewhere and actually talk to them in real life or in the world real life, make it happen. But we're closing the show, George, so you don't have to keep talking. We'll talk to you guys later. Definitely appreciate you listening out here. And remember, it's not just a talk show that I'm in. We let that happen with you coming in as a real person. I might jump in here someday with me being back in order. We'll see if we can get this all going. See after 10 years if you can recognize me. Huh? Same voice, same happiness. We're actually getting back to that happiness, right? I lost it there for a while. But we'll take and talk to you guys all later. Let's Talk About It is the name of the show. GM Interactive. Until tomorrow, keep talking about it.